Hello students, welcome to the channel Toppers Point. My name is Anjali and आज हम एक और नई वीडियो लेके आए हैं जिसमें हम सीखेंगे squares and square roots. This is going to be a very useful video for all the classes, but especially starting from the class 8th, 9th and onwards, it will be useful to all of you. So let's start today's video. Square and square roots. Introduction. So first of all, we will understand squares. Any number that is raised to the power of 2 on it, or a number when multiplied by itself, the product is called the square of that number. किसी भी नंबर की पावर अगर 2 है तो हम उसको उसी से मल्टीप्लाई करके उसका स्क्वायर निकालते हैं. What is a perfect square? The square of any natural number is a perfect square. किसी भी नेचुरल नंबर का जो स्क्वायर होगा वो भी एक नेचुरल नंबर होगा और एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 1 स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू 1 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1 दैट इज 1. 2 स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू 2 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 विच इज 4. सिमिलरली 3 स्क्वायर इक्वल्स टू 3 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3 विच इज 9. So we can go on to any natural number, like 4 square would be 4 multiplied by 4 which is 16, and if you do 10 square that is 10 multiplied by 10 which is 100. So the product that we have received is a perfect square of its natural number. So 1 is a perfect square of 1, 4 is a perfect square of 2, similarly 16 is a perfect square of 4 and 100 for 10. Properties of perfect square. First property, the square of an even number is even. That means if you are taking the number as even and you are taking the square of that number, so the product or the square is also going to be even. For example, if you do the square of 2, you get 4. So 4 is also even. Similarly, if you are taking another example of number as 4, and you are doing the square which is 16, 16 is also even. Similarly for 12, if you do the square you get 144 which is even. For 20 also you get the square as 400 as even. Second property of perfect square, square of an odd number is also odd. Similarly we did the example of even, now we are going to do the example of odd. So let's take 1 as an odd number and the square of 1 is also 1 which is also an odd number. Similarly, if you take 3 as an example, the square of 3 is 9 which is again odd number. So if you take 5, the square of 5 is 25, again an odd number. Similarly, if I take the example 13, so the square of 13 is 169, and for the number 25, the square is 625 which is again odd. No matter how big the number is, if it is odd, the square will be odd. Third property of perfect square. The square of any natural number will always have the units digit either 0, 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9. It will never end with the digit 2, 3, 7 or 8. You can always keep a check. For example, if we are doing the square of any number which is 24, so you are doing 24 raised to the power 2, that means 24 times 24. So you get 506 where 6 is the units place digit. Now if you do for 10, so you have 10 times 10 which is 100, so you have 0. For 13, you have the square 13 times 13 which is 169, so you have 9. Similarly, if you check the square of any given number, you can either have 5, 9, 0, 6, 1, but you can't have 2, 3, 7 or 8. So properties of perfect square. So the fourth property is the difference of squares of two consecutive natural numbers is equal to the sum of the natural numbers. Now what are consecutive natural numbers? Any two numbers which are one after the other. For example 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. So I am taking here as 5 and 6. So for example, the square of 5 is 25 and the square of 6 is 36. Now if you do the difference of these squares, you get 11, like 36 minus 25. However, if you add the numbers 5 and 6, you again get 11, so which is same. Okay, we have some patterns which we have observed on squares. If you have single digit 1, the square of 1 remains as 1. But if you have two ones, that means 11, the square becomes 1, 2, 1. And if you add them together, 1 plus 2 plus 1, so you get the square as the square of 2, which is 4. Now if there are 3 ones, so the answer becomes in a pattern like you go up to 3, 1, 2, 3 and then in reverse order. So if you add the digits together, so if there were 3 ones and you know the sum you get, which is 9, which is a square of 3. Similarly, I have 9 ones, so it is 9 square, which is 81. आई होप ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आई होगी. इस वीडियो को लास्ट तक देखने के लिए बहुत बहुत थैंक यू. एंड आई एम श्योर आपको अब स्क्वायर निकालने में, किसी भी नेचुरल नंबर का जब स्क्वायर आप निकालेंगे तो आपको आसानी होगी. इससे आपके बहुत सारे डाउट्स क्लियर हुए होंगे. अगर आप इस वीडियो को अपने फ्रेंड्स एंड क्लासमेट के साथ शेयर करेंगे तो उन्हें भी बहुत हेल्प होगी. सो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इस वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें. और हाँ, अगर आप भी एक टॉपर बनना चाहते हैं तो अपनी टॉपर्स पॉइंट फैमिली के साथ जुड़े रहने के लिए आपको इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना होगा और बेल आइकन को दबाना ना भूलें, जिससे मेरी आने वाली वीडियो की नोटिफिकेशन आपको सबसे पहले मिल सके. आप मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख के ये भी बताएं कि आपको नेक्स्ट वीडियो कौन से टॉपिक पे चाहिए, जिससे मुझे मोटिवेशन मिलेगा. और मैं डेफिनेटली वैसे तो नेक्स्ट वीडियो स्क्वायर रूट के ऊपर बना के लेके आऊंगी, जिससे कि आपको स्क्वायर और स्क्वायर रूट का डिफरेंस पता लग सके. तो अब आपकी टीचर अंजलि गुप्ता फ्रॉम टॉपर्स पॉइंट विल मीट यू सून इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.